Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEBS Homeschool. This is Fatema Sabrin Shikha, Assistant Teacher of National Ideal English Version School Morning Shift. Today I am going to take Information and Communication Technology class for the students of class 6 on the topic of chapter 4, lesson 1-2. I am repeating. Today our topic is chapter 4, lesson 1-2, reading. Students, this is our 5th lecture and 4th SW. I am repeating, this is our 5th lecture and 4th SW. Students, take your ICT book and your notebook. Today we'll discuss about lesson 1-2 from chapter 4. So let's start. Chapter 4, Name, Word Processing. After reading this chapter, you will be able to describe word processing, describe the relation between ICT and word processor, describe the importance of word processing in ICT, create file for saving something written, write simple English using word processor. So, after reading this chapter, we can learn all this. Students, now we'll discuss about lesson 1. The name of lesson 1 is what is word processor. Now learn about word processor. You have to write a lot for study. You write down in the papers of notebooks or plain papers with pens or pencils. It is true, as you are a student, you have to write a lot using papers of notebooks or plain papers with pens or pencils. He or she whose handwriting is good can write systematically. His or her script looks good, while the other with bad handwriting, without good presentation and overwriting does not look good. But it is not a great problem at all. Students, it is true that we have many students, but not everyone's handwriting is good. Some's handwriting is good and some's handwriting is not clear. But in the time of modern, it is not a big problem. We can write easily by using word processor, and there is no overwriting, no mistake. Look, sometimes you need good handwriting. What will you do if you want to publish a magazine or write an address of honor or submit an essay for a national competition? Actually, we had nothing to do in the past rather than getting it typed by typewriter. In the past time, we used to write in paper and we had nothing to do rather than getting it typed by typewriter, because that time we can't use word processor, so we must have to write in the paper. Now we can get it beautifully printed, composing it in computer application. Software made for writing is called word processor. So what is word processor? Software made for writing is called word processor. To write something, words are to be written, arranged in a specific written system, which is called processing. So, what is processing? To write something, words are to be written, arranged in a specific written system, which is called processing. These two make word processing, and the door of software processing is called word processor. So, all together these are called word processor. You can easily find out in the next lesson what you can do using processor. When you will write something using word processor in a real computer, you will learn its pros and cons, which you can often learn by reading books. So you can know every pros and cons by reading books. In spite of this, it will not be redundant to add a few words about word processor. Firstly, the marked difference between normal writing or typewriter and word processor is that in word processor editing or changing is possible. Having finished writing in typewriter, when we find that something has gone wrong, we can really do nothing except cursing ourselves. Students, these are important lines. We can mark difference between normal writing and word processor. When we write in paper or when we write with the typewriter, there are a lot of mistakes, but we can't change. But while using word processor, we can change any mistake of spelling, or is there need any correction, we can do easily. We have to write it again in full if we really want to correct the mistakes. I'm repeating, we have to write it again in full if we really want to correct the mistakes. If we do mistake in paper, in handwriting, we have to write it again. There's nothing to do. Nothing can be easier than correcting the mistakes in word processor. But if we do the same mistake in word processor, we can easily correct it with one click. Not only mistakes, any other editing can be done if we wish. A new part can be added, discarding the old one. Not only mistakes, but also we can add if we want anything in word processor. This is a new invention. The second great difference between normal writing and word processor is document saving. So what is second great difference? This is normal writing and word processor is document saving. We can easily save any document in word processor, but it is impossible for or almost impossible for handwriting. It is not so easy to preserve something in manuscript. We could not remember where it has been kept. It may not be found when required. If we write anything and if we want to save it, we can save it, but it may not be found when required. It can be almost impossible for search, or it can be damaged, right? But if we store it in our computer, it will be totally safe. We can get it anytime. If found, it is found on, out or eaten by white ants. That means insects. White ants is one kind of insects. So this can damage our paper. So it's almost impossible to save our document in handwritten paper. Word processors have no such problems. Word processors have no such problems. All writings can be saved as a file in a hard drive. So where we can save, all writings can be saved as a file in a hard drive. In a hard drive, we can save all this. If required, it can be copied in pen drive or CD. If we need this, we can easily copy it through pen drive or CD. To be more cautious, it can be kept alive in other computer also. So if we need to copy it, we can keep another computer. Think that you have a computer and you have stored something in a computer and you want to store it more. Then you can use your father's computer, mother's computer, or another computer easily. As word processor is very useful and popular software. All renowned software companies have made beautiful word processors. MS Word, developed by Microsoft company, is such an application software. If anybody wants to collect a word processor free of cost, he has software for him called Open Office Writer. Student, mark here, this is important for your MCQ. If anybody wants to collect a word processor free of cost, he has software for him called Open Office Writer. This is free of cost. So you understood that the invention of paper was obviously a milestone for human civilization. Obviously, this is a milestone for human civilization. 1,000 years after now, it is possible to write without papers, which has added a new dimension to human citizen. It's really true, because in the earlier time, we can't use this type of things and we have to write in paper. We can't think about word processor or any modern elements. Students, now we'll discuss about lesson 2. The name is Importance of Word Processor in ICT. Now we'll learn about the importance of word processor in information and communication technology. It is said that a picture is equal to 100 words. A picture is equal to 100 words. We'll try to prove whether this saying is true or not. What can be done by a word processor? Why is it so important? You will be shown 2 pictures without telling anything. In one picture, there is a handwriting page. You are shown the same page being typed in word processor. Having seen the 2 pictures, you'll discover yourselves what you can do by the word processor. Students, look at this picture. You can see that this is handwritten type. Think that you have written this for you. And look how many mistakes there. We can see spelling mistake, and you have written about a topic and you can't add any picture here, and there are a lot of mistakes. And can you read this clearly, students? Is it clear to you? I don't think so. It's not clear. The handwritten is not good. It's unclear, and it's very unclear to read. But look at this picture. Look. This is typed and composed. Look, road accident occurs. No mistake, no spelling mistake, and easily we add picture on the topic. And look, we can read this easily. And if we want to add here anything, we can add through word processor. But here in this picture, we can't add. If we have to add something, we have to write again. And there is no space where we will write. No, we can't write here. But if we want to add anything, or if we want to erase anything, we can use word processor easily. And there is no mistake, no overwriting. So think that which one is best from these 2. Yeah, obviously this will be typed 1. Word processor. Okay. Now look up the right up in the word processor. This one. So obviously we can easily use word processor, and without mistake we can correct it. Students, that's for today. Now it's your homework time. I have given your homework. Do 5 MCQ from chapter 4 lesson 1-2. I'm repeating, do 5 MCQ from chapter 4 lesson 1-2. And don't forget to write the lecture number and homework number at the top of the corner of your copy. A lecture number is 5 and homework number is 4. Students, do your homework in your SW copy. Guardians or anyone else can submit your copies on every Sunday and can collect your previous copies on next Sunday. You need to be serious because you will get your CT, diary and SPA marks on the basis of the submission of your SW copies. That's all for today. Hope you have understood today's topic. Keep practicing at home and abide by your parents. Stay well and see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.